Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about transit Uranus Conjunct one's natal south node. Now, when we're talking about transits that involve Uranus, they can be about uniqueness, what's unorthodox, disruptions, matters of freedom, independence, the unusual. And when transit Uranus conjoins one's natal south node, well, this could manifest in a lot of uniqueness, unorthodox energy, disruptions, and freedom and independence. It could be connected with one's past. It might be a time when you decide to leave the past behind, or something that you might have procrastinated on for some time. And if it's in the fourth house or in the zodiac sign Cancer, as an example, it could be something connected with the home, the family life. Say if it's in Gemini, it could be somebody maybe that was doing something mischievous that impacted you negatively, or gossiped or slandered you somehow, and it might be time when you're just leaving that, putting it to the side, and doing whatever you can, forget about it. And for those, some of you may believe that the South Node is connected with the past life. It could be something, if you're a believer in that, it could be something unexpected that occurs with somebody that you may believe you might have known from the past somehow in another time. And it could also be you're looking at this as well. I mean, the South Node is connected with overdeveloped and redundant qualities that one may have. And when you have this energy, I mean, like say if you have, Virgo, could be manifesting like germophobic. I don't know if that actually applies anymore, but you understand what I'm saying. Hypochondriac tendencies, and it might be more unusual, maybe the way this manifests at this time, as an example. And it could also be, I mean, it's also qualities, perhaps you're going away from. I mean, Aquarius, South on Aquarius could be very idiosyncratic behavior, or Capricorn could be very cold, undemonstrative, tyrannical behavior, and a very negative expression. And this is a time too where you're really, this is about a time where you're really moving forward. I mean, it's interesting because Uranus is moving forward, and it's progressive energy. The South Node is leaving behind. Could be a time where you're willing to be more progressive, look at the future, and try to really extricate yourself from the past at this time. And also, too, I mean, the South Node can also be not positive, and it might be qualities or things that we're naturally proficient in and we have a very strong affinity for. So it might be a time as well where maybe friendships figure more prominently in this energy. It could be something where we really, Uranus is also connected with television. Maybe we bring those qualities, you might bring those qualities out into television, perhaps you're on the internet. I mean, Virgo can be very strong analytical ability. Say if it's in Virgo, in the 8th house, it could be something with analytical psychology or astrology, even because the 8th house is connected with the occult, which includes astrology. And at the same time as well, this is something too where the South Node energy, I say, can be detrimental in some instances. And what it does, it's like if Uranus, transit Uranus is contacting it, well, it might be bringing out some kind of rebellious energy, something negative connected with Uranus. Is, along with rebellion, it could be idiosyncratic, your very non-conforming behavior, going against the grain just for the sake of doing it. It could be very bizarre or unusual, type of energy, and just doing, it could be outlandish things. I mean, if you're, let's say you're going to go down the staircase and ride a bicycle down it or anything, or climb the walls, suction cups on your hands pretending to be Spider-Man, but it could be something where it could really be bringing out a rather adverse Uranus energy. Could also be a time too where, I mean, some instances, I mean, for those same friendships actually might play more of an integral role and be more prominent, perhaps exacerbating those overdeveloped qualities that are associated with the South Node placement in the chart. Say, going back to zodiac sign Virgo, say if this is in Virgo in the 4th house as an example. Perhaps it could be something connected with hypochondriac, germophobic tendencies, which could be Virgo, in the home, which is the 4th house. I knew somebody, it was probably in my life at one time, and she was telling her parents to spray their shoes with bug spray upon entering the home, and they weren't doing it or I don't know if she actually told them this, or she at least wanted them to do it as an expectation. Now she doesn't have the South Node in Virgo, but I'm just saying it could be very extreme, in terms of unusual negative behavior like that when you have this transit. Now, if it's in Virgo in the 4th house as the example, but anyway. On a positive end, though, this could manifest in incorporating Uranus-like energy into natural built-in qualities and abilities, which is the South Node. Now, say if this is in Scorpio, for example, perhaps it could be doing something innovative with locksmithing, maybe creating a new locksmithing tool as an example. Scorpio can be connected with locksmithing, and Uranus obviously is associated with innovation and ingenuity. It can be using the internet, say again if it's in Scorpio, it could be using the internet to dig deep, research extensively. Now, another thing too, on a positive end, it could be something that may be very erratic and sporadic and have a lot of fluctuation in your life, may be leaving at this time, which can be very good if you're a person especially that is more desirous of stability. Now, say if this is in Capricorn in the 6th house as an example, it could be some kind of erratic or sporadic Capricorn related work schedule. It could just be doing general mundane work or working as an accountant or some kind of business or dentistry, politics, government. It might be something that didn't have maybe a stable, consistent schedule, and now it's a time where that is actually leaving, and you might be getting more consistency, as an example, with that in the work schedule. Now, another way this could be expressed is that this could be a Uranus person from the past may re-enter your life. It could be a friend. It could be something, say if this is in Taurus, it might be a friend that was very persistent, loyal, and steadfast. It could be, somebody that you might have known that was in a Uranus field, like an astrologer, an astronomer, someone in aerospace, an innovator. Perhaps somebody that works in computers, electronics, expresses a lot of altruism, is humanitarian, might work with the environment. Somebody that might be Uranus related. Now, another thing too. Now, in isolated cases, this might pan out, and some Uranus physical debilitation might be leaving, or maybe even the physical issue is exacerbated, or might actually transpire, might actually begin at this time, because Uranus is also unexpected energy. The South Node can be detrimental, I believe, and also, now let's say it could be, if the Uranus-related physical debilitation is leaving, it could be something with the ankles, the shins, the calves, the nerves, something with circulation. It could be an unusual health-related matter. It can be something with the lower legs. Some isolated cases, it could be a removal of that. In very extreme cases, remember, because the South Node is what we're going away from. And it could also be too where in some cases as well, On a positive note, since the south node can be what we're going away from, it could be going away from adverse energy associated with Uranus. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, some cases this may manifest in rebellious, idiosyncratic behavior, leaving, maybe doing things that are overly unusual and bizarre, being non-conforming just for the sake of being non-conforming. It could be maybe a friend that might be leaving, maybe for better or for worse, could be leaving one's life at this time. And at the same time, in a negative, manifestation too. Remember that Uranus is connected with freedom and independence. Some cases, maybe it could, I could say, could be expressed. Maybe you feel your freedom, maybe your freedom and independence might be leaving a situation. Say if it's in your fourth house, it could be something with the home life. Maybe somebody has moved in. Maybe you were living by yourself for a while, and it could be a situation where you don't really feel like you have that freedom to kind of move around and do what you want in your home, as an example. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.